1, it says, arise, shine, for your light has come. The glory of the Lord rises upon you. So God is getting ready to shine. He's getting ready to shine upon you. I call myself, I said, I'm going to be calm when I say this, but I can't be calm now. Because when God shines upon you, and when he's getting ready to do something to you, I'm telling you, you got to come up and come out. And people are going to see God's glory. So whatever's holding you back, see, that's what Isaiah 52:2 was saying. Whatever's holding you back, the chains is coming. You're free now. You're free now. God is shining upon you. Don't let nothing hold you back. Arise. I know what I have in store for you. I know what I put in you. You're not a mistake. You're not a mistake. You're going places. Greater work shall you do. You know, God is so good. You know, sometimes we just have to realize what right when we're about to get what God has for us. The devil pulls out so many stops and distractions and all of that. And then when he does all the distractions, he makes us lose who we are. He pulls out every insecurity. He reminds us every mistake that we made, because he doesn't want us to get all that God has for us. But not so. We're going to rise this morning. We're going to be everything that God called us to be. And we're going to get whatever God has called us to have. Because a prophet, he missed it as a prophet. That ain't come to pass yet. But when the word of the Lord says. See, that's what gets me excited. The word cannot lie. He cannot lie. The word cannot lie.
All right.
Now let's turn to Mark 5:35 through 42. Mark chapter 5, verse 35 through 42. And this is from the NIV version. While Jesus was still speaking, some people came from the house of Jairus, the synagogue leader. Your daughter is dead, they said. Why bother the teacher anymore? Overhearing what they said, Jesus told them, don't be afraid, just believe.
Yeah. Come on.
I'm going to repeat that again. Don't be afraid, just believe. Because this journey that you're going on 2019, it's not going to be the same. If you're asking for something new, it's going to be something that stretches you. So get ready. So I'm saying, don't be afraid, just believe. He did not let anyone follow him except Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. When they came to the home of the synagogue leader, Jesus saw a commotion, with the people crying and wailing loudly. He went in and said to them, all this commotion and wailing? The child is not dead, but asleep. But they laughed at him. After he put them all out. He took the child's father and mother and the disciples who were with him and went in where the child was. He took her by the hand and said to her, Talitha Kumi, which means, little girl, I say to you, get up. Which means, little girl, I say to you, get up. Immediately the girl stood up and began to walk around. She was 12 years old. At this, they were completely astonished.
My God, thank you. Hey,
So the messenger was the one to tell Jairus that his daughter was dead. And he told him, it was no need for you to even bother Jesus. No need for you to bother Jesus, because the fact is, she's dead. There's nothing you can do, nothing that Jesus can do, because she's dead. That's a fact. He was telling the truth. In other words, he said, it's over. It's a dead situation. nothing can be done. Jesus hears the conversation. It's something you didn't even got to pray to him about it. He's on the scene. See, he overhears the conversation. He knows when to step in. See, you don't need nobody else. See, nobody else could help Jesus. I mean, nobody else could help Jairus. Nobody else could. Because it was a dead situation. But when you got Jesus on your side, he said, I hear you. I know what you have need of. I know what you ask God for. I know what you ask God for. You know, that was so funny to me because the next thing that he told Jairus was, don't be afraid, just believe. See, he looked over to him. He didn't even tell the messenger that. Because there was no need to tell the messenger that. Right. See, first of all, it was about Jairus and his daughter. I don't know about you, but with my situations, if you can't help me, keep your mouth closed. See, this was a time for a supernatural thing. And Jesus was on the scene. He told the person that needed it. I don't know about you. All I need is the Father say, don't be afraid, just believe. I'm on the scene. I'm working it out for you. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm working it out for you. It's just going to be you and God. And everybody goes through a situation and time in life you feel like, wait a minute, hold up. You could have the best marriage. You could have the best children. But this is just between you and God. This is between you and God. You're going to get in that situation where you feel like, you know what, that can't really help me. This is a God case. You're going to need God to come in. And because he knew of that, and you heard me say this before, that is the reason why 365 times it says don't be afraid in the Bible. The Bible doesn't make any mistakes. Because he knew how the devil would come in and try to make things so big and so huge. And make you try to feel like God is not going to do. And he's not going to open the door. You're going to be in the same situation. He knew that. That's the reason why he said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Every day you can say to yourself, don't be afraid. I'm going to believe what God says about me. God knows life situations can bring on fear. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of never finding the right spouse. Fear of not even having a child. Fear of always being in debt. Fear of the unknown. Fear of being lonely. Fear of dying. Fear of never achieving your goals. I can say the list on and on and on. What fear brings on. And it is in the room. But don't be afraid, just believe. You know, that's what God wants us to do. And he's saying, arise, my sons and daughters. Arise. Tell your neighbors to arise. That he told the nurses, they know about this. That I remember being in the hospital a lot when my mom was in the hospital, when my dad was in the hospital. And you learn some terms. And one of the terms I learned was the Harvey team.
Mama, yes, ma'am.
And when they call in for the Harvey team, you in bad shape.
Amen.
You're at death's door. And the Harvey team consists of having the doctor, having the nurse, having people that special, what is it, all the nurses and all the, there's about 5 or 6 of you all, right? Am I right? 5 or 6 or 7 of you guys, they're trained to bring you back to life. Isn't it something that God would have just to think of somebody to think about a group of people trained to bring you back to life? I don't know about you, but I thought that was miraculous. If he got people trained to bring you back to life, what do you think he wants you to do here on earth? He wants you to arise. He wants you to be everything God called you to be. Greater work shall you do. Arise! See, I'm not talking to the people that non-believers. Anybody that wants 2019 to be something different, arise. Can you put your hands up and say, arise? I will arise. I will not be the same. And I don't mean no harm. I don't ever want to see the Harvard team anytime soon. You can come and see me at 95, and y'all can try to bring me back to life. I'll be fine then. At 95, you're bringing me back to life, yeah. I don't care if you're 99. If you have an ailment or something, and the other person's overcome that, you say, well, you got so many. There's one ailment that somebody got that you got that overcome that. Get you a mentor. Get somebody. Spend at least 30 minutes with them a quarter. Because first of all, they ain't going to replace God. You just need this person just to kind of get you going and just to kind of build you up and to say, you know what? You can do it. You can make it. You can do this. Okay? The second person that I need you to get. I need you to find someone else that makes you laugh. Not in the same circle. Not in the same circle that you're in now. I don't care, your husband may be funny. My husband's the funniest person, on earth. But you need somebody else. Take 30 minutes a quarter to make you laugh. Somebody that makes you smile. Life ain't that serious. Right. Somebody that you're not talking to now. You say, I already got to know. You need somebody new. We're doing somebody new. Somebody 30 minutes you're going to take a quarter because they're not replacing God. That just makes you laugh. Because, why you say that? Because laughter does good like a medicine. And this new journey that you go on, you're going to need it. You're going to need it. The third person. You're going to find somebody that's doing what you want to do. Taking it, if you say, I'm already doing what I want to do, I'm saying the person that's already taking it to the next level. For all you important folks that think you got it going on, that you don't need nobody else, this ain't for you. Because everybody needs somebody. You ain't arrived yet. You ain't arrived yet. So you're going to find somebody that's doing it and that's taking it to the next level. You say, well, I'm in ministry. Find somebody that's traveling internationally. Find somebody that's on TV to ask them to spend time with you for 30 minutes. You say, well, I'm going to write a book. Find somebody that's already written the book. Find somebody. You say, well, why are you doing all this? Because you know what? The problem with the church, sometimes we're so heavenly. We do all that praying, but we do nothing naturally. Come on. And I'm tired of it. Because the saints should have everything that God has called us to have. It is time for us. Yes. Come on. So if you got to pull somebody that's in the world to get what you need to do, they may be dancing, doing some of everything. You don't care. All you need is knowledge. You're not asking them to lay hands on you. You're taking it to the next level. Yeah. Come on. Stop what he's doing. He didn't have to stop what he's doing because he knows everybody here on the head. Yeah. He's taking care of the situation at the right time, at the right place. Right. You know, it's something that he only took Peter James and John with him. Isn't it something that when you're in trouble, y'all better know who you got with you? I don't mean no harm, but I got a team of people that when I get in trouble, I'm only telling a couple when I'm in real trouble. A couple of people. Because I don't need you sitting around patting a pity pot. Girl, that's right. You ain't gonna make it. That ain't for you. I need some people to pull some stuff out of supernatural and say, the devil is alive. Arise, my child. You coming out of this. See, that's why people sometimes get mad at me. Because I won't talk negative. See, I don't need negative Nancy in my corner. I don't need fact-finding Frida either. See, because when I say about fact-finding, the fact is the baby was dead. See, the fact is, looking at the situation, I may not be able to be qualified to do that. But see, when you got some people that's in your corner that say, arise, I see you going forward. I see you can do it. I see you can do this. That's what you need in your corner. And see, that's what he had. All the unbelievers, he said, get out. So if you want to get mad at me, you better get mad at Jesus. He was smart too. He only had a select few. But you're not going to hear me talking about, yeah, I know somebody worse off than me. I know things could be better. But you're not going to hear me complaining about it. Because see, I got somewhere to go. I'm arising. I got somewhere to go. You got somewhere to go. God is arising you. He's taking you to some place. I tricked me so. He's so funny. He's just, and I promise you I'm going to be finished in just a second. He tricked me so he put me in a position that I never would have gone. But he tricked me into getting there. And then when he tricked me into getting there, I didn't even know until afterwards. I knew the person didn't like me, but I thought they were over it or whatever. And when I got back home, but I got what I needed there. See, I never would have gone. Because I never would have gone on your turf. I don't want to ever be in somewhere where I irritate people. Or you got to look funny at me. That's the reason why my support group, I love them. That's the reason why you don't have to, I need my rah-rah team. I need my cheerleader team. Everybody needs a cheerleader team. So afterwards, they showed themselves to declare again, I don't like you. But I said, God, I started feeling bad. I was like, I never would have done that. I never would have done. He said, that's the reason why I tricked you. Because you needed to go there. There was something that you had to do. There was a connection. And I'm telling you, God did something there for me. That's why, you heard me when I said, not even yourself. See, myself would have messed me up. Because I never would have gone on that turf. But see, God took me out of myself, tricked me into going, and got me blessed and got what I needed. And look beyond that, the person couldn't stand me. I love this quote. And this is by Elisa Bevere. The attack on your life has more to do with what you might be in the future than you have been in the past. I'm going to say it again. The attack on your life has been more about to do with what you might be in the future than who you have been in the past. So lastly, remember that God has us. God hears you. He will show up for you. Don't be afraid. Just believe. Arise, daughters and sons of God. Arise. Be who God called you to be. Greater work shall you do. Arise. Tell your neighbor to arise.